Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. My name is Amethyst, and today we are here to predict the future of Wuthering Waves. Not just what's going to happen in 1.1, but what's going to potentially happen in 1.2, 1.3, and so on. I'm going to be discussing my predictions for the future characters, the future story, potentially, and essentially what we could see for events, echoes, etc. as the future of Wuthering Waves unfolds. If you enjoy my prediction video, hit that like and subscribe and leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the future events of Wuthering Waves. Now, without further ado, let's get into this. So, as you guys know, we are 1 week away from the launch of 1.1, where we're going to have the launch of Jinshi, Changli, and the brand new story where Jinshi is essentially tracking down Jue, the Guardian of Solaris 3, or one of the Guardians of Solaris 3, the big serpent-like dragon. And essentially she has no choice but to battle Jue to the death, possibly. We don't know why. We don't know why this prediction has happened. We don't know why Jue is essentially seeing these futures. We don't know if the future is fixed or if it's a potential future. We genuinely don't know. All will be revealed in 1.1 next week. I cannot wait for 1.1. It's going to be a really intense ride. The story's going to be amazing, I think. The events look really fun. The new Mount Firmament area looks amazing. I think everything about what 1.0 was is going to be improved in 1.1. So everything they did well, they'll keep, and all of the feedback is what people have asked for and what people have said they're going to implement in 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Essentially, the game's just going to keep on getting better. Now, as you guys know, these videos are completely unscripted, uncensored. This is all coming from my mind, so if I do stutter and I do have to think about what I'm going to say, bear with me, because I do have a slight speech impediment and I am ADHD and autistic, so please bear with me in that regard. But that being said, let's move forward. But we're not talking just about 1.1 today. We're talking about the predicted future of 1.2, 1.3, and the overall future of Wuthering Waves. And the first thing I really want to talk to you guys about is, what do you think is going to happen in the story? Do you think we're going to see Scar in 1.1 story? I don't think so. I'll be very surprised if we see Scar or any of, I can't remember the name of his group, but his group. I'm going to be very surprised if we see Scar's group or Scar in 1.1. We might hear references to Scar and he might be spoken about, but I don't think we'll actually see Scar or Scar's group in the future. Now, one person I do think we'll see, which will lead on to 1.2, is Camellia. Now, those who don't know what Camellia or who Camellia is, we meet Camellia in the 1.0 story. She essentially ambushes us, tries to attack us, but not to kill us, to test our strength and to essentially assess what we can do as the hero of Solaris 3. And people really want Camellia, and I think she will turn up, or at least be referenced in 1.1 heavily, and I think she could potentially be one of the two characters, the two new 5 stars in 1.2 or 1.3. I think she will be a 1.2 character. People are already really calling for Camellia, and I think she will be the character, or potentially the number 1 character in 1.2. So I'm really looking forward to potentially seeing Camellia. We don't know much about her other than she's with is it the Black Lotus Shores or the Black Shores, or the group with the black flower pinned to their chest, Alto's group, and Encore's group. She's connected to those guys, and I think to see more of that group unfold and more of their lore and story unfold in 1.1 will be very interesting. Obviously, we're going to Mount Firmament, which is the brand new place in Wuthering Waves that is coming. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that place. I'm looking forward to exploring it. I'm looking forward to uncovering all of the lore that is behind Mount Firmament. We're getting a brand new area adventure quest, world quest if you will, which is going to tell us more about what happened on Mount Firmament many years prior. Obviously, in the cinematic trailer we see the past of Jinshi. We see how Jue and Jinshi are connected. Maybe the world quest will connect to that. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll just connect to Jue and the mountain itself. Who knows? But I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I do believe my predictions for the 1.2 characters, are going to be Camellia, and I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say I honestly do believe that that Geshu Lin is going to make a return in 1.2. If not 1.2, definitely 1.3. I think he has not only been alluded to in the story, his story as a whole of him basically vanishing in battle. People are assuming he's dead, and a lot of Wuthering Waves fans think he genuinely is dead, and the flashback that we sort of saw, you know, when Jian was fighting the TDs and saw sort of like a mirage of Geshu Lin, and Geshu Lin was sort of tormenting him, kind of, and then had to fight waves of enemies that Geshu Lin was tormenting him with, kind of, and then Geshu Lin disappears. Now, his story is very interesting to me because Geshu Lin was the previous general before Jian and led all of the armies of Solaris 3 into battle against the Threnodian, and vanished because he had to succumb to this mysterious black flame-like power. I forgot the name of it. It's in the laws, it's in the Wuthering Waves lore. He called upon, harnessed, and succumbed to dark power to essentially fight, combat, and potentially defeat the threat of the Threnodian that was about at the time when he was alive. He vanished, presumed dead. People then blamed him for the disasters, or some of the disasters, of what happened during that Great War. The previous lament? I think it was the previous lament that people are blaming him for, and it genuinely wasn't his fault. He's being hated for something that he potentially didn't do. Now, I think he has a role to play. He might not be the complete good guy. He might have turned against his men when he did succumb to the black flame, whatever the mysterious power, dark power was, because he genuinely didn't care how many people he sacrificed to win the battle, as long as he won the battles. However, the reason why every single person followed him into battle is because his morale towards his soldiers and towards his people was so great. People didn't really care if they lived or died. People just wanted to follow Geshu Lin into battle because they looked up to him. They saw him as a great leader, a powerful leader, and when they saw his might and power, they just wanted to follow him into battle. But then when he vanished and perished, presumably in the blaze and fire of battle, people grew to hate him and resent him and blame him for the carnage, and blamed him for the losses and the lives lost in that great battle. And they've alluded to Geshu Lin not only in that really cool story cinematic, but also when Jian was seeing visions or mirages of Geshu Lin. And I think that is Kuro Games' Wuthering Waves essentially teasing the fact that he's vanished, but he's not dead. Wherever he is, I think he will genuinely return, and I don't think he'll return as a hero or an ally. I think we will need to fight Geshu Lin, but I do think he'll be one of the main characters that we will be able to obtain in 1.2 or definitely 1.3. I think him and Camellia are going to be the two next characters, or two of the next characters in the next couple of updates after 1.1. I think there'll be a playable character, both of them, by 1.3. That's my prediction. I think Camellia's story is unknown to me. I cannot really give a prediction of what she will do. However, she is obsessed with us. She is obsessed with the rover. Excuse me, sorry. She is obsessed with the rover, and she wants the rover to essentially be hers and hers alone. When we meet her, when she attacks us and she's talking to us, she essentially wants to protect us, look over us, watch over us, but doesn't want anyone to have us other than her. She's very possessive by the sounds of it, which is one of the reasons why people are absolutely going gaga for her. And yeah, I think she is going to be one of the playable characters in 1.2 or 1.3, and I think Geshu Lin will also be one of the playable characters in 1.1 and 1.2 or 1.3, sorry. I think The events of 1.1 will heavily impact what happens in 1.2 or 1.3. Maybe if we do defeat and kill Jue, which I hope we don't, hopefully the matter is resolved, but if we do have to fight and potentially kill Jue, maybe the death of Jue will sort of trigger events that could potentially bring about another lament or a great calamity of the rebirth of another Threnodian. Bear in mind, the Threnodian that we did fight at the end of 1.0 didn't die, but did sort of disappear, perish and flee. So maybe we will see that Threnodian again, and maybe it will be a reoccurring enemy within the next few updates of 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. And that might also connect to Geshu Lin, since obviously Geshu Lin was fighting a Threnodian. Maybe it was the same Threnodian that Geshu Lin was fighting and disappeared to. We don't know. Maybe that specific Threnodian is Geshu Lin. We genuinely do not know. Everything I'm saying is a theory and a prediction and just a shot in the dark. So not everything is finalized, foolproof, and not everything is set in stone. Now, where do I think we as the rover will go as the rover's past and memories are lost? Will we recover the memories? Bearing in mind, in the main story, the god that sort of like banished us back into the world is still a mystery to us. When we was with Alto and Encore, we did when we went to that abandoned science place, the science labs, we saw a hologram of her and we instantly memorized her. You can see on the rover's face, Rover sort of looked flabbergasted, looked really surprised, and he could definitely recognize her. So something triggered in his mind. So bearing in mind, we do need to sort of still find out what's going on with our memories. Maybe at the end of 1.1, maybe when we defeat Jue will be able to help us uncover a fraction of our memory and give us a sense of insight to where we came from and what we were before, because we are a reincarnation of the previous warrior. That is essentially what might be going on. Us as the rover might have been a hero thousands of years ago, and then we might have perished in battle and then reincarnated by this great god that essentially cast us into Solaris. We might be just a reincarnation, or she might have pulled us back and resurrected us, but in order to do that we had to wipe our memories. Maybe it's a recurring thing. Maybe with each lament or each catastrophic event, a rover or a person of the same caliber always has to be born or resurrected or brought to Solaris to fend off the coming darkness. We don't know. These are all theories. These are all essentially my personal theories of what I think Wuthering Waves' story and Wuthering Waves' gameplay will be. Now, stepping away from the characters and the story, I want to also predict what I think the success rate for Wuthering Waves will be. Now, Wuthering Waves has made over $100 million worldwide in my prediction, my humble prediction. I believe I think the charts were revealed to be over 100 million. Let me quickly double check in this video. This is all raw, by the way. I'm genuinely just looking this up now, but I do believe that Wuthering Waves has made record-breaking numbers. Bear in mind, Kuro Games is not by any means when Punishing Grey Raven and when Wuthering Waves released, they weren't the biggest budget company at all. They were very low budget. Wuthering Waves has been in development since early 2019 or mid 2019. So it's been in development for it was in development for 5 years, or just over 5 years upon the release of Wuthering Waves. 5-year development of a game. Revenue. So 5 years of development. So within its global launch, it has made over $40 million within the first month of global launch. And I think this isn't covering all of the platforms. I think this might be mobile first. And then 5 days ago, 110 million Asmongold's video says there is it might be 140 million, but I'm seeing a lot of 110s, 110s. Wuthering Waves already generated $110 million across mobile and PC, Chinese media estimates. So we're around the 100 million mark. 100 million mark. So let me read this out to you guys. The report comes from Chinese outlet GameLook, which estimated Wuthering Waves life-to-date revenue at over 800 million yuan, which is an estimate of 110.2 million USD. The publication believes that the game has a chance to surpass 1 billion yuan, which is $138 million USD, in global spending by the end of its first month in maintains its momentum. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Wuthering Waves might generate by the end of the month, by the end of this month, $138 million USD. Genshin Impact didn't even make that kind of money, I don't think, upon launch. If I go back and look, so if I go to Genshin Impact launch revenue, commercial platforms, Genshin Impact saw 23 million downloads and grossed approximately over $60 million. Okay, let me quickly have a look. So Genshin Impact made $100 million, I believe, at the end of its third week, is what I'm seeing here. So essentially roughly the same, or very, very close. So Wuthering Waves, by the end of it, isn't even at the end of its first month, and has already made estimately over $110 million USD. And is looking to make $138 million by the end of this month. That's insane. If Wuthering Waves keeps making this money with each update, and I do believe that most of those sales came from Yinlin's banner, already to date, Yinlin's banner I do believe sold the most. Jian did sell, but I do believe that Yinlin sold the most and helped a lot. I think that was probably 60% of the revenue of sales. In my opinion, I can't confirm that, but I do believe that's probably what happened. But also at the same time, Jinshi and Changli, two waifu characters, really attractive, well-designed female, 5-star characters, are coming out in 1.1 with a new area, loads of new events, 2 new characters, 7 new tacit discords, new puzzles, and much, much more. And I do believe that we are also getting 3 tentpoles, one for the weapon banner, one for the standard, and one for the premium character banner. Now, don't quote me on that, but I do believe, if rumors are true, that is what we're going to be getting. Now, if that is the formula that Kuro Games is going to do for the future of the updates, for instance, when you look at Honkai Star Rail, Honkai Star Rail gives us a free tentpole every update. If Kuro Games gives us a free tentpole per banner, so obviously the weapon banner gives us a free tentpole, the premium banner gives us a free tentpole, standard banner free tentpole every 6 weeks, so every update, that will be absolutely insane. Not to mention that they are updating the store, so you will be able to cash in the coral. So every time you do a summon, you get coral. You'll be able to cash in that coral in the monthly store for up to 7 of the tides of each, the weapon, standard, and premium banner. Now, if Wuthering Waves and Kuro keep doing this and keep essentially supporting the community and the player base in this sort of fashion, this game will never, ever, 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 ever go out of fashion. I don't think this game is going to go out of fashion anytime soon. The game is at an all-time high. 1.1's hype is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think people are looking forward to some of the biggest characters coming out in the future past 1.1, like Geshu Lin, like Camellia, like others. There's many, many, many other characters. Scar. People want Scar. And that's another character I think is going to come in 1.3, I actually believe. I don't think he's going to be 1.2. I think 1.3 we might see Scar as a playable character. And people will spend lots for Scar. It is amazing how thirsty people are for Scar, and how much people want Scar as a character. People want Geshu Lin, Camellia, and people want Scar. Those are the 3 characters I am seeing a lot of. I'm seeing a lot of people wanting those 3 characters. So yes, I do believe this game is going to keep making a lot of revenue. I'd be very, very shocked if it makes under 30 to 40 mil each update, each month. I think it's always going to make over 30 to 40 mil, potentially, each month. And I think that's going to be an absolute insane thing for Kuro Games. I want Kuro Games to do well. I want them to put more budget into Punishing Grey Raven. I want them to put even more budget into Wuthering Waves. I want them to release really cool animations, really cool stories, really cool updates, really cool characters for these games. And I do believe that we are going to see that in the future of Wuthering Waves' life cycle. Now, I know there's a lot of people going, but there's still a lot of people hating on this game that come from Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and other gacha games. Not all of the fan bases of these other games are causing issues for Wuthering Waves by shitting on it, but I do believe that they are playing a huge part in essentially trying to boycott this game. And there's not a reason for it, by the way. There's not a reason for it. I think this just comes from a little bit of jealousy. People are trying to say that this is just a clone of Genshin, when actually it's proven just in 1.0 it's not just a clone of Genshin, and it's not just a clone of any other gacha game. It has its own thing, inspirations from other games, but at the same time it is also doing what other gacha games have failed to do. And that's not a bad thing, that is a very good thing, because then this is going to cause a massive competitive struggle between other games, not, you know, like Tower of Fantasy, which obviously I'm hoping they put more work into that game, because that game was next to unplayable when it came out, and Tower of Fantasy had so much potential. But here's the problem with an MMO: it's not going to do as well as these kind of single player higher budget gacha games like Wuthering Waves, like Genshin Impact, like Honkai Star Rail. However, it's going to incentivize them to put more money and do their best to make that game and other games as you know, basically essentially as good as possible. Azure Premilia isn't even out yet. You know what's going to happen with the open world gacha genre? These are the games that are going to constantly be competing against each other. We're going to have Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact as the 2 top dogs, in my opinion, battling it out for the top spot. I think then it's going to be Honkai Star Rail. Then I think it's going to be Azure Premilia battling against Honkai Star Rail. So we've got 2 rivalries already. We're going to have the Genshin and the Wuthering Waves rivalry for the top spot, Azure Premilia and Honkai Star Rail for the second place spot. It's my prediction, by the way. People can disagree with me. This is my opinion, my prediction. And then I think that Tower of Fantasy will come under that. But the fact that that's going to be 5 games in that open world gacha genre, Genshin started it all. Genshin Impact paved the way for this genre. It was the first of its kind. Now we've got Wuthering Waves now, and we also have Honkai Star Rail, which is not really open world, but it's very similar in somewhat regard. Has a lot of similarities to these other games. But yeah, I think this is gonna also open up a lot of opportunities for other gaming developers to follow in their footsteps and release their own anime gacha games, or maybe not anime gacha games, maybe just open world gacha games that isn't of the anime subgenre. But my predictions are those. I think the predictions that I've stated to you guys are what I'm going to stick with. I think the player base isn't going to dwindle anytime soon, because 1.0's popularity was stupidly high. 1.1's hype might not be as large as the launch. However, I do still think it's going to be pretty high up. and I think it's slowly going to decrease, like you know, as all games do, spike down, spike down, spike down. But I don't think it's going to constantly go down. I think it's going to stay level, and eventually it might creep back up again. Because the more this game's released, the more people are going to promote it, the more ads we're going to see, and essentially the bigger the player base that we're going to have for this game. I really, really cannot wait for the future of this game, and to witness it, and to see it, and to experience it with all of my fellow content creators. I'm going to take this time to quickly shout out a ton of my favorite content creators as of recently. I really want to shout them out. New, old, doesn't really matter. Number one, Captain Cabinets. She has really supported me the past couple of weeks. She puts in a lot of work for her project as well. She literally loses sleep to give the best content and best streams possible. She's very entertaining, so I just want to give a big shout out to you, Captain. You've done an amazing job, and you've supported me, and I've gained a very good friend within you. VXV, thank you so much for bringing me onto your stream and for supporting me when you did. It means the world to you, brother. I hope we are going to be able to collab soon. I'll catch up with you soon. I hope you're all doing well. Hex Juice, I don't think Hex Juice will watch this. But I do want to say that if it wasn't for streamers like Hex Juice, I wouldn't be able to be as blunt and as honest as I am. She's an intimidating Batwoman VTuber, but she's an honest, kind, and genuine, intimidating Bat VTuber. Tectone, need I say more about Tectone? He is without a doubt probably one of the most straight to the point, blunt, dickhead, kind, and overall supportive content creator I think that is in the gacha community. People shit on Tectone so much, and I've been watching Tectone ever since the Staff of Homer incident. And you know what? He gets too much hate. He's a lovely man, and one day I hope I'm able to meet him and sort of create content with him, and just, you know what, not even just that, just chill with the guy and talk to him. I'd love to jump in a call with him and a few others. I'd love to jump in a call with Hex Juice. I've jumped in a call with VXV. I've jumped in a call with Captain. These guys are dope. I'd like to jump in a call with Shinya, another one. Shinya's been smashing it this year. Shout out to Shinya. He's done an amazing job with Wuthering Waves and other sort of content of the same genre. There are loads of other honorable mentions. I can't think of them at the top of my head. So if I know there are a lot of other content creators have helped me out within the gacha space. Obese to Beast, who is a fitness content creator, he's helped me out a lot. You know, Pandy Peruvi, she's helped me out a lot. So many lovely people have helped me out so much, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys. And I just want to say, those who haven't helped me directly, you guys have inspired me and given me a sense of purpose to make content. You know, I have an amazing girlfriend here that supports me as well. She supports everything I do. My acting, voice acting, content creation wouldn't be where I am without her, and I wouldn't be where I am without all of you guys that I listed, and so many more. So I just want to say thank you so much. It really means the world to me. I'm really hoping that we do get to where we want to be, which is 1,000 subscribers by my 100th video. It's an unrealistic goal, but I think we can do it, and I'm hopeful that we can do it. But I just wanted to take that time and just thank you guys. I know it was a few minutes of me thanking you guys, and some will say dick riding and all that stuff, but I don't give a fuck. I need to give credit where credit's due. These guys are amazing. I'll link each and every one of them in the description below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my prediction video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like, subscribe button, and leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of my predictions and what you think each prediction will be for the future of Wuthering Waves. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day, evening, night, morning, wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And yeah, guys, take it easy, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.